Hello everybody, welcome to my channel Texas Gal Treasures. My name is Margaret, and this evening I thought I would come on and talk to you guys a little bit about the Goodwill Outlet Bins and what kind of profits I've made so far from starting thrifting there. As you and many of you know who've been watching me, I just recently discovered the Goodwill Bins. I'll have to go back and look at my first video, but I think it was maybe like 2 months ago, so it's been pretty recent for me to start going. I have to admit it is addicting because you can get so much stuff for really, really cheap, and so it makes it hard to go back thrifting at regular thrift stores now because it's more expensive, obviously. So anyway, I thought I would come on tonight because I do get questions from viewers about what are the bins. So I thought I would start there, and then I will share with you guys all of the things that have sold so far just from the Goodwill outlets. And if you've seen my other sales updates, some of the items will be repeated, but there have been a few new sales too that you might not have seen yet. So again, welcome if you're new here. My name is Margaret. I make money from selling on eBay and Etsy to help support my family. It's one of the ways I make money. I do many other things such as print on demand and all kinds of other stuff. So anyway, let's get started. And I wanted to bring up, I'll talk more about it at the end, but I keep saying as many of you know, you may not know, I've started doing some, I guess I call coaching sessions. I feel weird saying coaching sessions, but more like help sessions. So I'll talk more about those at the end if you're interested. I don't want to bog up the beginning of this and when it's not pertinent to what we're talking about today. All right, and I am live, so if you're ever interested in catching me live, then go hit the bell next to the subscribe button, and if I see any questions that are right along with what I'm talking about, then I'll answer them. If you've got other questions, I'm going to save them till the end. So let's get started. So the first thing I wanted to share is the answer to what are the Goodwill bins, what are the Goodwill outlet. So the Goodwill outlet, let's see if I can run this back a little bit. Oh, here's a video. This is the video, my first time there, I think. Basically, there's all of these big, giant kind of tubs that get rolled out, and people go through and pick out what they want. And the gist of it is you pay by the pound. So depending on what you've picked out, the items are sold by the pound. At my outlet, it's $1.49 for a pound, unless it is glassware. Glassware is 20 items for $2, and books are 5 for $1. So you're able to really get a lot of items to flip for a really small amount. Now, it is hit or miss. There are hazards amongst other things, which, like this first time I went, I didn't have gloves, but I learned very quickly that gloves were a must. So anyway, maybe I'll do a separate video on tips for the bins, but I have a feeling if you already go, you know. But okay, so that's that. And I have a whole playlist. I guess I can link it at the end of this video, where it's just all my Goodwill outlet videos and stuff. Okay, so let's take a look. Let me pause this. And it's really a lot of fun. It is, like I said, it is hit or miss. So I have gone in there and found very little, and then sometimes I go in and find a lot. And I still have quite a bit that I haven't shared with you. I've tried to parcel it out a little bit here and there. But let's dive in. I did end up calculating how much profit I've made from the bins. Let's see if I kept my calculator up. So the items that I've sold so far, just in the last couple months from the bins, have equaled $233. So that's been really nice. And I probably paid less than $1 for each item that I'm going to show you because it's, $1.49 a pound. So, Philip says, I wish we had the UK bins in the UK. Oh yeah, totally, Philip. All right, so let's see. Here we go. All right, so this is an item that actually just sold. I'm on the wrong screen. You can't see. And I haven't shipped it out yet, so this is something that needs to get shipped out this evening, or packaged anyway. And this is a frame that I picked up. And I don't know if you remember me mentioning if you saw the haul from this, I was kind of back and forth about picking up frames because I don't really sell frames, but it was unusual, and it did end up turning out to be mica, which I thank you guys, because when I was doing the haul video and I was trying to figure out what is this, Exactly. And I had a lot of you helping me out with what the frame was made from. So this frame, let me find my other window where I can tell you exactly what it sold for. This frame that I picked up in the bin, so this is my inventory note down here. Let's see if you can see that, where it says I listed it on August 11th, and the B stands for bin. So I put $1, but it doesn't weigh a pound, so it was way less than $1. But I just put that for my own notes. So this item sold for $32.99. I think I need to pick up more frames because that's a really good sale. So this is something that I definitely was happy. That was a really good sale. So next up, yeah, $32.99. The next item that sold that I also got from the bins was this glass bird ornament, and this sold really, really quickly. Let's see, my inventory note, I listed it. And now these are sales that have happened since I've started going to the outlets. This I picked up there, and I listed it on October 20th, and it's this little red glass bird, and it sold. I was like, what am I thinking about now? And this one sold for $14.99. And this was super light because it's a hollow little glass bird, which was miraculously still intact from being in the bins. I see a couple questions, and I'm going to say, because they're not to do exactly with this, but stay tuned, because when I get done with this, I'm going to answer those questions for sure at the end. Okay, so those were the things that sold on eBay. On Etsy rather. So let's take a look at what sold on eBay, because I do cross post when I can. So this was a calculator that I picked up, and it end up sending. I have the price here, but sometimes I have best offers. So let me make sure that that's what it sold for. I'm scrolling back. Doobie-doobie-doo. Scroll. Yeah, this sold for $12.99. Again, it's just a little calculator. I thought, well, that's light. Okay, let's do it. And then this little guy, this was a little Hallmark tin ornament. This one sold pretty quickly too. I listed him October 21st. And he sold not this week, but a little while ago. And let's see if I took an offer on him. Yeah, I sold him for $10. So, and again, he was super light. So probably, a quarter maybe is what it, probably less, honestly. And then the next thing, again, also miraculously not broken in the bins, were these Warby Parker glasses. If you're not familiar with that brand, they are kind of an online glasses company where they send you samples you can try, see what you like. Anyway, so the Warby Parker glasses that I got in the bin, and then these ones counted as a glass item. So did the bird. That's right. So they were, because the glass items are 20 items for $1. So basically it equals out to, or is it 20 items for $2? I feel like I'm saying that wrong. 20 items for $2. So basically they were like 10 cents. So these Warby Parker glasses, and I think they sold for right around that amount. I'm scrolling again. There they are. No, $33. So these sold for $33. Let me scoot the chat up over here. Okay. So those were a really good sale. $33. All right. The next item, oh my gosh, you guys. I was so happy I got these. So these were those Mame bonsai pots. And again, I wish I can remember who wrote the comment about calling them Mame, because that was the style of bonsai that's like little bonsai. And so that was a really great keyword. And this is another reason I love YouTube, and I love you guys so much for helping me when I'm doing my haul videos, because yeah, I help you, you help me, everybody's happy. All right. So these ended up selling. I took an offer of $75 on these, and these counted as breakable. So they were, basically they were 10 cents. Whether they were 10 cents each or 10 cents for the whole thing, I can't remember, because I would just plunk the box up there. And so I don't know if she counted the whole box as one item, but either way, it was less than $2 or $2 less. Anyway, so that's what these little cuties are. And this is what the box looked like. And so this is like when you go to the outlet, a lot of times people just throw all kinds of stuff in their basket, and then they go through it. And so you oftentimes, when you look at the ends of the bins, it's kind of back where people are throwing stuff back in. And so as we were leaving, this was something that had been thrown into the end of like one of the clothing bins. And I was like, what is that? I mean, that box is beat up, but that's, I think Japanese on the front. And so I went and looked and pulled it open. I was like, you know what? I'm going to do it, because that's, they're well, ceramic, breakable, so they can be picked up for pretty cheap. So again, $75 on those. That was a really good sale. And was it in the sales update? I shared how I boxed it up and everything. I don't know if I should separate that out and do it as its own video, but anyway, pardon me. I'm looking in the chat real fast just to make sure that I'm not missing anything about what we're doing here. Yeah. Okay, so moving on, I'm going to come back to the chat. I have a couple more items. So even though it's not a ton of stuff that is sold, it's been really good profit-wise. So the next item was this Chanel hard glasses case. There were no glasses in them. This was the same trip that I found those Gucci glasses, and I had fun trying to authenticate them. They ended up to not be authentic, but they were pretty good fakes. I gave them to my sister. Pardon. So these ones, let's see, what did they sell for? These ended up selling for $20, or this case sold for $20. So that was a really good sale. I'm trying to get back to the first picture. Pardon me. So that, was a good sale. And then this little jazzercise pin, this was down in the bottom of the bins. I haven't seen a ton of jewelry at our outlet. Every now and then I'll see stuff kind of strewn in, mixed in, that kind of thing. But I have started looking at buttons and looking at some of the blouses and stuff. What do we have here? Aha. Oh, cool. Okay, I got an offer on something. I was going to say, is it something I got at the bins? But no, it's not. Anyway, so the jazzercise pin sold for $12.99. And this one sold pretty quickly, too. I listed it in October 19th as well. So, was that it? No, there's one more. Oh, I forgot. This was for my first trip. This is, when you go somewhere and the first time you go, whether it's thrifting or wherever, and you get that taste right off, right? You get a good sale or you find a cool item right away. If I'd have gone the first time and it had been like horrible, same thing with like mystery boxes. When I would get the thread up boxes, which I think I still have one over there. If you get that first box and it's just garbage, you're like, I'm never doing this again. Or a jewelry jar or something like that. But then if you get that first one and you find gold or something amazing, like you're hooked forever, right? And so while this wasn't like an amazing, like awesome thing, it was a really cool thing that sold. So it was this tray, this Eddie, anyway, whatever. What does it say? Eddie Cam Trey Fishes. I can't remember what it was called exactly, but even though it's right there, apparently I don't believe my own eyes, and we'll just read it. But it sold for $21. Pretty cool, huh? And it was super light, just this tray. Fishes Eddie. Okay, it is. Because I thought, that can't be right. Is that right? Yeah, it is. Okay, so let me jump over to the chat. And again, so all of the items that I sold so far from the bins have equaled $233. I fully expect that I could have sold more by now if I had it listed. But being a homeschool mom, that's, working as much as I can, that's as much as I could get done for right now. So I got a few things listed. One of my kids picked up these aviator glasses in the bins. They're a bit scratched, but I think my kids decided to go ahead and keep it. And today they were wearing it around. Okay, let me go back in the chat because I saw a few questions. Let me get a sip real fast. Y'all, I got my flu shot. This is off topic. That red bandage reminded me. This is my first year ever getting it. I thought I would go for it. So I did. Now the government can control my mind. Okay, so, it's freezing. It's, our weather is dropping too. Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for coming to hang out. All right. David says, do you do better at the bins or brick and mortars? Well, I guess it depends. The last few times I've gone to say Savers or Goodwill, the prices are really, really going up. And I don't really complain because I still think you can find stuff to sell and make a profit from. But I do prefer garage sales and estate sales and things like that. And now that I found the bins, because from day one, I'm just like, I really want to get stuff for super cheap. And especially now that we're trying to, meet our budget and make sure that we're, making sure that we are making that budget work. It's better for us to have a lower overhead as far as paying out, profit for each item. Pardon me. Every little bit helps, right? So the more I can get for cheap, the better. And I need to get listing. So after I hang up with you, I'm going to start taking some pictures because I am almost done with my stash of pictures. Pictures. Okay, Mindy's asking, do you need to bring your own containers or bags? I hope to go for my first time next week and I want to be prepared. Well, I do sometimes bring a big IKEA bag. I don't always remember to bring it, but actually I think it's right over there. They have baskets if you get there and somebody hasn't gotten a bunch of them, because a lot of times some people have multiple baskets. But what I do is I get a bin, I'll go through and I'll find a plastic tub that's in the bins and I'll just use that while I'm there and I'll put it in my basket, or I'll find a bag. I always end up finding bags, reusable bags that have been donated. So usually I'll do that if I didn't bring my IKEA bag with me. And then also when they open up the new bins, you can't take your cart down the aisle. So you need a bag or a tub or something that you can throw stuff in and get going. So yeah. All right. So we keep going. And at the end, I'm going to talk about our Secret Santa we got, and I'm going to talk about the help sessions and stuff. So if you're still hanging out, that's still coming. I haven't forgotten. Let's see. Heather says, my bins have large clear trash bags. Ooh, ours don't have that. Let's see. Our closest thing. Yeah, Philip says, closest thing is car boot sales or charity shops. Yeah. No, they don't give us anything. Nothing. No bags. You're lucky you get toilet paper. And that's even iffy. So let's see. People give you, and that's the thing. I've come up against Heather saying people will give you stuff that they don't want. I've come up against just a couple rude people, but for the most part, everyone's been really nice. Like if I have a shoe in my cart and I'm hoping to find the mate, I've had people say, "Hey, here's the other shoe," and then I will say, "Oh, are you sure you don't want it? Because I really don't care." So. Yeah, my main thing is when I take one of my kids, which I'm not really keen on doing, but sometimes it's a necessity if I don't have childcare, then I try to make a force field around my children or whichever child I have with me. It's only if it's one of the new bins where there's a lot of hustle and bustle. And I mean, people do sometimes try to force their way in and think, oh, I'm going to move because I'm there's obviously no space for you, dude. Back off. Dan was saying, is that a new tattoo? That is my Walgreens Band-Aid for my flu shot that I got so I can be mind controlled by the government. No, I just thought, I better not get sick this year. I don't want to do that. Let's see. Okay. I think I missed something. Oh, you got your first nasty customer over a Hermes purse. Yeah, I'm always so iffy about selling really high-end stuff. I always get nervous about it. That's why when I had the Gucci glasses, I really picked over them to make sure that they were authentic. And then once before I had that Mont Blanc pen. Same deal. I made a video. I was like, let's do this, y'all. Let's pick over this thing from tip to tip and see if it's real. Let's see. How did I ship that tray? That's a good question. How did I ship that tray? I think I had a, you know what this means, right? Spirit fingers. This means Amazon box. I had an Amazon box that was, they have smaller size boxes. So yeah, I just had an Amazon box and I put it in that and off it went. So I should do some more shipping videos. I just did one the other day for those escargot escargot things. Y'all, I don't know what it is. Maybe I need to take some ginkgo biloba from my brains. I can never remember words, but I think it's because my brain is just moving while I'm in it. One of my kids was diagnosed with ADHD, and I wonder where he got it from. I'm like, I've never been diagnosed with anything like that, but it makes me wonder. So how useful have you found it using Pinterest with your Etsy account? Do I pin every listing? You know, I used to, and it did help. One more time. Must be something in the air. I don't know. That's a good question. I haven't done it in a while. But then now it's like, if I do it now, I won't know if it's that I'm pinning stuff that's helping or if it's Q4. And so now it's where it really, but you know, it wouldn't hurt for me to do it. And we have I know in my jewelry group, we still have a Pinterest thread going, and an International League of Thrifters. I can't remember. I was scrolling through yesterday or this morning. trying to catch up on everything in the group. It's a lot to juggle, y'all. But I used to pin a lot. I used to do a lot with my merch stuff too and pin that. So Cases Karis, sorry, I'm saying your name wrong. Hi, Swamp Picker. I just saw you in there. Hello, Glenn. What's your favorite thing to resell? Are you a hardcore jewelry person or what? I am. I have like let's see if you can see over there. I have like a massive amount of jewelry. And that's not even all of it. That's like my mountain of unlisted jewelry there. It's like the leaning tower of jewelry. But yeah, I like selling mugs a lot. And honestly, just anything I can flip. But I do tend to like vintage items a lot. I do find, I don't know, just... I'm kind of glad that I'm branching out with including other things as far as jewelry and stuff. I like selling hats a lot too. Hats, plush are iffy. If they're nice looking plush, because I start getting grossed out sometimes. I don't like to buy gross stuff. Who does, right? But I do like selling jewelry because there's a good return on investment with that. But sometimes I just get like jewelried out, which don't tell anybody I said that. So because you're taking pictures and pictures and pictures of jewelry, and so it's nice to mix it up. So I have a big bunch of stuff I'm going to list from my outlet stuff, and then I need to like just alternate, from my batches of pictures. So, yeah, jewelry, kitsch collectibles, figural stuff. Yeah, definitely. Let's see. John says 3 Goodwills near me are now charging $3.99 per jewelry item. Wow. It has to be something really good for that to go. Let's see. Victor saying, how many items do you post a week and how many do you actually sell a week? I've started trying to keep up with my sales videos again. I just heard my kids start doing the dishes. I'm so proud of them. Sorry, as an aside. I try to list 5 items a day. That doesn't always happen because I'm a homeschool mom. So most of my day, like I start panicking around 3 o'clock. If I haven't gotten any work done, I start like, okay, kids, I gotta get home. Whatever we're doing, I gotta get, home. I need to get some pictures done. Cause I've tried staying up till midnight, to get stuff done, but then they wake up at 6 o'clock. We all wake up at 6 o'clock. So I try to list about 5 items a day. Sometimes I don't get that. And then it depends on how many I sell. My goal isn't necessarily the number of items I sell, but I try to make $200 a week. And so sometimes I sell 5 items and I make my goal, and I don't know. I mean, the last few months I haven't had much trouble making my $200 a week because as far as the way my budget works, that's the part of my pie piece is eBay and Etsy's $200 or more, hopefully, like that. Let's see. You could always pop the kids in the Goodwill bin and someone buy them. No, I like my kids. Let's see. It's the flu shot taking effect. Yeah. Okay, did I ever get into KDB? Funny you should ask. I actually have these books sitting right here.
I can dance like a man. I can shake 'em up, Benny. I can shake 'em again.
my text. I forgot to turn off my phone. I haven't done a video on them yet, but I need to. But yeah, I've done a few KDP. I was waiting until I got, if you guys are like, what the heck is KDP? KDP stands for Kindle Direct Publishing, where you can, it's like a print on demand, like merch, but it's books. And so I need to come on and talk about it. So the ones I've been doing are blank books. And big shout out to Catherine Shelton for helping me. Somebody else was helping me because I'm a big crybaby when I don't understand things right away, and I start just freaking out. And like, I think it was Joe, so Joe Clay from Merch University, Joe and Catherine, and when they both do KDP, and so I'm just like, I don't understand. So like, there's different levels. I'm not trying to sell you anything right now. I'm just showing you but yeah, I was like, I'm gonna make these clothing resource books. Like, this is a clothing reseller resource book, and so like, I was like, okay, we can do logos. And that way, if you like want to draw the logo, or if like, oh, I was watching a show and somebody mentioned a brand, I don't know if that's helpful. But then I also have like other size ones, like for jewelry, like a big one, same deal, kind of deal. I don't know. I thought it would be fun. So I tried it out. I cried a lot. Trying to learn new things. It's good to try to learn new things though, but I haven't really talked about it because I'm still traumatized. trying to learn more about it. But I know I can't remember her name, but there's a lady that works with Merch Informer, and so they have something for that too. And so I'm not over it yet. I need to just pull on my big girl pants and do it again and get into it. But it's just time. It takes time to learn new things, and so yeah. So that's that. Okay. Are you calling me Stacy? Or are you calling them Stacy? Oh no, Stacy. Okay. So, okay, that was the bins. And so I mentioned to you guys that I was going to talk to you about, hang on, before we do that, in case you're like, I'm not interested in the rest. If you're not interested in the rest of the stuff I'm going to talk about in just a second, hang on. Then I want to thank you for coming. If you want to hear more about we have a Secret Santa going on, and then the help sessions, then stay tuned because I'll talk about that now. But if you are heading out or you're watching later, then make sure you go over there and hit that thumbs up button and leave me a comment and let me know if you've ever been to the bins, or just, I don't know, tell me if you got your flu shot or if it's something you don't do. And just let me know you were here. So, okay, if you are interested, over in my group, Texas Gals Jewelry Lovers, we have got a words today, jewelry Secret Santa signups going on. It's going to start not until the early December, but I wanted to go ahead and get it set up because it's a lot of legwork and figuring all kinds of stuff out, and give you time to get a box ready to send out if you wanted to do that. So go over to Texas Gals Jewelry Lovers, and it's in the announcements up at the top, and you can see all the ins and outs of that. And then I have had a couple friends do the help sessions, and the link for it's down below this video. It'll say, what does it say? I don't even know. One-on-one help session or something like that. And so you would just come over and fill out this thing. It's really I think it's self-explanatory. If not, message me. So this kind of gives you an idea of kind of some of this stuff I can help with. And then like the ones I've done, most of them have been about Merch by Amazon, getting set up and helping with design and listings and things. But then whatever you need help with, whatever. Okay, so you fill this part out, and then it won't let me do it. The next thing is kind of a questionnaire about like, what do you need help with, so I can be prepared, because whenever I do meet up with, do one of these sessions, I want to be prepared, and so we can use as much of the time, because it's like an hour session, like a Skype, so I can make sure I have everything ready, so we're not using your hour for me like, oh, let me go look something up, and so I've got as much as possible ready to go, so we can make as much of the time as we can. Okay, so that's that, and it's been pretty good so far. And I think that's everything. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this, and I should do another video just kind of talking more about Goodwill bins and the tips and all that stuff. But I'm off to go take some pictures and maybe watch the next Mandalorian episode as I do that. But have a really great evening and stay warm out there if it's freezing cold where you are. And I will talk to you tomorrow. Bye, everybody.